Lisa Bennett, workforcemillionaire.com. We are having a brokerage evaluation mastermind. And today the brokerage we're evaluating is Vanguard. Vanguard is a long-standing brokerage firm. I have had an account at Vanguard for probably 20 years. Good morning. And I am going to show you what I discovered when I ran through the pages of Vanguard this morning, and a sell scenario and a buy scenario. So we haven't done any sales yet, and I did some sales out there this morning. So let me share that out. Okay, so we are comparing the top 5 brokerages in the US, according to a bunch of different evaluations I saw. Today, we're going to Vanguard. Yesterday, we saw Fidelity Investments, and Monday, we worked with TD Ameritrade. The tasks we have. So this is kind of like usability testing. You have a certain number of tasks that you generally do on a website for a stock brokerage, and these are the ones that I wrote down. I haven't heard any of the participants yet ask for some tasks that we haven't covered, but today we get to cover selling a stock. So we're going to look at logging in, creating an account, because I'm going to assume that the people who come to these events don't have an account there yet. The trend line, what is going on in the marketplace, finding a ticker symbol, buying and selling a stock, details of your buy or your sale, see your cost basis, that is how much the stock originally cost you, so you can have an idea of how much you're going to be taxed on, and what percentage of your holdings is in that stock. And that helps because any financial advisor will tell you that if you're going to start cashing out on some of your stocks, you could cash out on the really slow ones, or you would cash out on the ones where you have a higher percentage of your portfolio. Because over time, you might have only bought 50 shares of that stock, but it has gone up and up and up and up, and it has become over time a larger part of your portfolio. So you are at more risk to hold on to more of that stock. And each of these sites should have research tools. Vanguard is no exception. What is Vanguard known for? So each day I'm presenting what NerdWallet has to say about these firms, because that is one of the evaluations that I looked at to decide which of the firms I was going to. They manage and sell mutual funds. That's the top thing Vanguard is known for. They have investment pros analyzing, picking which stocks to hold and try to beat average market returns, but they manage and sell mutual funds. The company is best known for pioneering index mutual funds, which we would talk about in a different kind of webinar or presentation, which are trying to seek the returns of something like the S&P 500. So the primary thing Vanguard is known for is selling mutual funds. And their rating for Vanguard is 4 stars. I didn't know why until I went into all these screens this morning. It took 2 hours and 15 minutes to create this presentation. It was an eye-opener. There are no fees. I did discover that there is a very small fee that they are assessing me, very small, for being in the dividend reinvestment plans with my stocks, and we can cover that later. Their homepage. This is their actual homepage. I would not come to this homepage because Vanguard knows that I have an account here, and it would take me to my investor login. But this is what it looks like. Now, if you remember what happened when we were at Fidelity or at TD Ameritrade, on this page, this is a snapshot of their homepage. There is no login key here. There is no create an account key here. They are first asking you to decide, are you a personal investor? Do you have a retirement plan? Are you an institutional investor? You would know that if you were. Are you a financial professional? I'm not even a financial professional. That's not my title. And global sites, I'm not sure what that looks like. So they have divvied up, this is my take. When you own a company, you have an avatar. This is the person that you are really marketing and selling to. I have an ideal client. So it's your ideal client. My opinion of this homepage is that they are aiming at different ideal clients. And so first they're making you make a decision about which ideal client you are. So this is the first page. Wait till I get on my rant. I'm really going to rant about this site. And it's famous. They're really famous for what they do. So I clicked on Personal Investors site. It says, now it gives you the choice. Would you like to come back to this as your home site? And you can change this preference anytime. So they're saying, we know you don't really want to land on that homepage anymore. Would you like to land on this page in the future? So of course, in the past, I have clicked yes, so that I always land on the Personal Investors website now. So they've just made you make a decision already, and you don't even have an account. They've made you make a couple of decisions without an account. Now you get one open an account button here and one login button here. And at the bottom, you have a login or open an account button. And to see all of this on one page, I had to reduce my laptop screen size to 67%. So they made it very long so that I couldn't see it all on one page. So to screen capture it here, as I have done, I reduced my screen to 2/3 of the regular size. It's just noteworthy because it'll come up later in this presentation. So what am I going to do? Oh, well, I wanted to open a new account, but now it takes me to another page that says, what would you like to do? Would you like to open a new account or move an account or assets to Vanguard? I really just came here to open a new account. So you are 3 pages in now. So I clicked on start your new account. Here's the next page, page 4. How will you fund this new account? Oh, I have to make more decisions. Electronic bank transfer, rollover from an employer plan, a 401k plan, or transfer investments from another financial firm, like move money from TD Ameritrade to Vanguard. Well, I already told it twice that I wanted to open a new account. So they have already covered these other options in a previous screen, but still they want to know, are you sure you don't want to roll over 401k to us? Are you sure you don't want to transfer money from another account? So I clicked on electronic bank. I clicked on, how will you fund this new account? I clicked on electronic bank transfer, which would be from my bank, and then continue. Now it's asking, do you already have a login? So I think we're 5 pages in now, 5 pages in. And I've told it 3 times that I wanted to open a new account. So it's like, I am raving by now. Like, why did they do this to people? If you're scared. So my ideal client is either scared of working with money, afraid of losing what they have worked for, or they are just working so hard on earning the income that they don't have a lot of time, or they don't perceive they have much time to work, making their money work for them. So fear and time factors. And these 5 screens have not helped that. But let's say, no, I'm new here. I'm telling you 5 times I'm new here. So I click continue. They might know that I have an account. I'm giving them that as a possible reason. They might understand, they might have the cookies turned on and know who Lisa is. And Lisa's looking at our website. And why is Lisa not just going into her account? They might know that. So I say, no, I'm new here. And now it tells me the things I'll need to open the account. Okay, they're giving me information up front. I will need my bank account and routing number. This is true, incidentally, of all of the firms we're going to look at. For you to open an account, you will need your bank account and routing number, your name, your address, your social security number, and you're going to choose an account type. And again, I had to reduce my screen to see the buttons at the bottom. So far, I'm not impressed with their usability. Okay, so I told it now, I really want to open a new account. And it says, it's almost becoming laughable. Would you like to start an IRA account or a general investing account or a college saving or investing for a minor or a small business account? I am so many screens in that they actually should know by now what kind of account I'm looking for, my opinion. New information. I clicked on general investing and then it dropped down the bottom of this page for me. It says, here are the accounts we have for this purpose. It could be an individual account or a joint account or a trust account. Okay, but do you remember Fidelity Investments? That one page they had with all the little buttons that showed all the different kinds of accounts that you could have there? That would have eliminated probably 4 of these levels of screens. Okay, I clicked on individual. And at the bottom, they say, would you want help managing your accounts? And my take is, if you are like 7 screens in right now, people might be thinking, yeah, I'm scared. I don't know what I'm doing. They've obviously asked me 5 different times. Maybe I need help managing this because I'm not smart enough to figure out how to open an account, which is really unfortunate, in my opinion. So here we get to the screen to sign up for an account. So I didn't fill this out. I already have an account, but this is pretty typical. So it's going to ask for your citizenship, and Karena, if you're in the citizenship, you would declare that you're Canadian here, your social security, your gender, your birthday. So it's going to track, it needs to know your name, definitely needs to know your social, because all tax transactions are going to go to your government. So I forget how many levels in right now, but I got to this page and then I hit quit because I don't need to create a new account. But this is basically the same information you would have needed at TD Ameritrade or at Fidelity. So I hit quit and this is what it says. See you again soon. We look forward to being your investment partner. And then it gives me 4 options. This is very informative. These are the people they're looking for. I just bailed, and this is the information they're giving me. You know what? If I were designing a website like this, there'd be a button somewhere on here that says give feedback, and I would be giving them feedback at this point. Now that I've gone through all those screens that show you how to create an account at Vanguard, which is famous for what they do, and they've been famous for many, many years. Let me tell you my opinion of Vanguard. Yesterday, I told you that I thought Fidelity Investments was an old man website. I think of Vanguard as an old man with white hair who hangs out on the golf course website. That is my opinion. And so far, they're not proving me wrong. Who is going to hang out in all those screens? Who is going to go through all the hassle? Not the new investor, not someone who's 20. So 9 screens, setting up a new account took 9 screens to get there. Logging in takes 2. But if I remember, save my preferences, it should take just 1. So logging in, it'll take me to, when I type in name and password, my username and my password, it brings me to this enter your security code page, which is important. This is called 2-factor authentication. And it sent a code to my telephone, my smartphone. I plugged it in here. It's good for, that code is only good for like 2 minutes. And then I'm letting it know that I plan on using this computer in the future so that it understands it is keyed to this computer and won't think that I'm a hacker if I come in on this computer. Or see, it says it's a public computer. So, you know, people use computers in libraries. Did you know dozens and dozens, hundreds and thousands of people use computers in libraries? So you would not click on yes if you were using a computer in a library. All right. And then I clicked on continue. Here is my investor homepage. For the purposes of today's presentation, I left all the numbers in there because they're very small. This is the brokerage firm where I set up my kids' Universal Gifts to Minors Act accounts, which was called UGMA. And since then they've changed it to UTMA. universal transfers to minors accounts. So you can, my boys were 6 months old, I set up their savings accounts for them so that they could have college funds. At the time, that was the best thing available. Now we have 529 college accounts. They're definitely for college-bound kids. So when they hit 18, I told each of my boys, I called Vanguard, said, what do I do? They said, you have your boys set up their own private investment accounts, and then we push the money into their private investment accounts, and I couldn't do it for them. So I called each of my boys and told them, as soon as you set up your investment account at Vanguard, I'll push your funds into it, and it is no longer on my plate. Because they'd say, Mom, I need this money to apply to college. I need this money for my first semester for the dorms. I need this money. And I go, you're 18, you get to do this now. So as the overseer of their accounts, my responsibility actually ends when they're 18. So those have been transferred. And what I have is a little bit of money left in my brokerage account, which means it has been taxed. This is after tax dollars. That's not a 401k. It's not an IRA account. So I thought, well, what do I have going on out there? $341. Maybe we could do our little lemonade scenario. Well, this is what was out there. 22.821 shares of Kane, which I have in another account, 1.116 shares of Nokia, and 9.1177 shares of Vodafone. Why do I have partial shares of any stock? That's the question. How did I get fractional shares? None of the other accounts I've shown you have had fractional shares. So I dug down on that. I clicked on KYN, I clicked on NOK, and I clicked on VOD, and I looked at my history with those, which was pretty easy to do. So this is Vodafone, I think. So I clicked on Vodafone, and it shows that, oh, I had dividends in there. And at the bottom, it says dividends and capital gains reinvest. This is called a DRIP. So on all three of these stocks, I have clicked on the box, or I've set it up as the default in my account, that the dividends get reinvested in more shares of stock. This is a DRIP plan. And I do recommend that. If you want to take your dividends and buy different stocks with them, then don't click on this. Remember the last account we looked at, I had $990 sitting there. That means they were not on DRIP. Every time I got a dividend, it got pushed into a money market account, and then I get to use that and buy more stock, or I get to pull it out and use it, to live on. So the way this is set up, all of these stocks will automatically roll their dividends back into buying more stocks, and I end up with partial shares. That's what happened. So this page is a little bit out of order, but I wanted to show you cost basis. When I am on my current balances in my accounts, balances and holdings, the current balances, it shows really easy right here how to get to your cost basis. So I had to back up to show you this because I forgot about it, but it wasn't hard at all on Vanguard to find my cost basis. So here I've clicked on unrealized gains and losses in my brokerage. Remember, I'm in my brokerage account. It has already been taxed. And I have Kane, Anderson, and it shows me how much I paid for each of these. So I do have some short-term capital gain of $4.79 for Kane. And what is that? That's dividends. If I sell this, I will be taxed on that for short-term capital gain. And long-term, I have $73 that I made as profit. So I will get about $78 if I decide to sell Kane today. And we will discover that I can't sell the partial shares. We'll get to that. Nokia, I lost 52 cents on. That's fine. I don't need Nokia anymore. And then Vodafone, first in, first out. I don't remember actually what the bottom line. This took 2 screens for it to go through all of the dividend reinvestment stuff for Vodafone, but I don't remember if I might be making a small profit on Vodafone. So here I am still looking at the unrealized gains and losses, and I decide to sell. I'm going to sell Kane. This is the screen it takes me to. It says funds available to trade. I only have $6 in cash in that account. It says I can buy, I can sell, and I click on sell, I type in the KYN, and I think, how do I know how many numbers of shares I have? Well, it does show me. It shows me right here. I have 22.812, so watch this. I put in 22.821, and it says, enter only numeric characters, enter amount in whole shares. I am not allowed to sell my partial shares here. Note to self, let's see if we can find a brokerage account that does let us sell partial shares. So I had to put it in as whole number 22, which means that remainder is going to sit in my account. And we've already talked about market versus a limit order versus a stop limit order. Market order, I just wanted to sell it today. The duration is today, first in, first out. You don't need to worry about that part, but the default is fine. So I just said, sell all 22 of my shares, sell it at the market price right now today, and then preview order. It says, okay, this is what you're doing. You're selling 22 shares, market order, duration is today, and we believe you're going to get $177.98. The commission is free. They're not charging me anything to do this, and I submit it. And now immediately it says, I received your order, and this is going to be in effect all day today. And then at the bottom here, it says, what happens next? And then open orders. I would have to click on this order status to figure out what's going on with my order. So here's my order status. I clicked on that blue order status. It says it executed. And again, I had to shrink the screen to see this, just to see this part. I had to shrink the screen to 90%, but it shows that it executed. So immediately, folks, this is done with robots. It's done with algorithms. Computers are doing all of these trades. So it was sold immediately. So it shows I went back and sold the other ones. And then I decided I was going to buy some shares with the money that I have now that I've sold those other shares with. And it shows me my brokerage account now has $341.56. Funds available to trade and funds available to withdraw. So you add that up. This is the money I can utilize. So, here, my balance is $341.56, but that includes those partial shares. So the money I'm actually available to use is $331.50. So $10 is sitting there that I can't use because it's in partial shares. I frankly don't know what's going to happen about that. So when I click on buy and sell, because I'm going to go make a buy for lemonade now, right? We've been talking about lemonade all week. When I click on buy and sell, it immediately drops down this arrow and highlights buy Vanguard funds. That's what they want me to do. They want me to buy their funds. You have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines down to get trade stocks. So that's not the top thing their people do, and it's not the top thing they want their people to do, but I'm going to trade stocks because I teach people how to understand stocks and how to trade stocks. Lemonade was at 66.68. I wanted to buy 5 shares and I didn't quite have enough money at 66.68. So I did the math and I would have to buy the lemonade at $66.30 for it to come out exactly the amount of money that I have sitting in my account, which is what I did. So that makes it a limit order. I'm not buying it at the market price. The market price was 66.68. My limit price is 66.30. That's going to blow through all of my money sitting there. And I want it to have 60 days to do this, but I don't think it will, because it's only off by what? 40 cents, 38 cents. So, and then hit preview order. Oh, this is a really good screen to show you. And I'm so glad I am able to show you the screen. This is important. I just sold those stocks and they are unsettled. Those funds aren't actually settled until the end of the day as far as banks go. I mean, the money is in my account, but it will settle in the banks at the end of the day. And what they're warning me is the Federal Reserve has a law that says I can't buy and sell stock with this money now until it's settled. There are rules against this. And I've never done that. I can buy with this money, but it's warning me I can't buy stock today and then sell it today. So this helps keep people from being really, really fast day traders, where they're turning stuff over really, really fast, right? So my account here is in an unsettled state. I can use the money, but I can't buy and then sell it today. Okay, that's fine. So just for your information, I had to shrink the screen to 30% to see all of these, but it is showing that I sold Kane, I sold Nokia, and I sold Vodafone, and it shows that I have a buyout for Lemonade. And this is what's sitting in my account right now. So I went into review order. I got to take this screen out. This is TD Ameritrade. So I went back and looked, I did a refresh and went back and looked into my screens and what my account was showing when I'm creating these slides, and it showed they're all executed. So down here on the left, order date was all today, status executed. That means it actually bought the Lemonade for me. So Vanguard has bought the Lemonade and they sold the Vodafone, the Nokia, and the Kane. And now I have fractional shares sitting there that I may never be able to sell that are worth about 10 bucks and 5 shares of Lemonade. Now, the thing that we haven't covered is percentage of account. And here, when I look, I should have some way to find a column that shows me percentage of account. I don't see it. So I checked on more account information, and this is what I got. Far as I can tell, there's no way for me to look at my percentage of account for each of these shares. Obviously, they're very small right now, but still, they're a percentage, right? So that's missing, as far as I can tell. And then research tools. Vanguard is famous for research tools. They are the old white-haired white guy with the golf shoes on account, and they're going to give you a lot of research tools. But look what's over on the right. Popular topics. Remember, they can put anything they want there. Their popular topics are mutual funds. What are they famous for? Mutual funds and index funds. So their popular topics are mutual funds, exchange traded funds, and 529 education savings plans. So, and then just for you guys, because I totally love you and I want you to see what's available. Then I went into a couple of their research tools to show you how they've laid this out. Since in the estimating your, so what was it called? The first workshop I put on 2 weeks ago, where we estimated how much money we have at the end of life, that took a retirement tool. I clicked on calculators and tools down here on the left. That's what I clicked on so I could see what they had available. And oh, look, they took me to a screen that says at retirement planning, we have 7 tools, and at education savings, we have 6 tools. Again, they've added another layer between me and what I want. So this is not my favorite website. Rant, rant, rant. So I clicked on the retirement tools. They have 7 retirement tools here. And of course, at least one of them is going to show me how to plan for my retirement, show my income available at retirement, retirement expenses, how much I should save to get to retirement. A lot of things are there available for me in their retirement tools. So this is the rundown. This was the rundown on Vanguard. I have had Vanguard for over 20 years. Obviously, I set those accounts up for my kids when they were babies, and my oldest is 20 years old now. So I've had an account there at least 20 years. And as you see, I've cleared my money out of those accounts and put them probably in TD Ameritrade. That's my guess. So that's what we had today. And I'm actually planning on calling Vanguard and talking to them about their interface. And ideally, they would invite me to come to their office wherever it is. And I am willing to give a free presentation to all their people who develop their design and their usability experts and talk about what they have going on here. And that would be really valuable feedback. I did that for HP when I was at HP. I've done usability testing where they have me use software and they say, talk out loud, say your thoughts out loud. So every time I clicked on a button, I would say my thoughts out loud. I have been behind a two-way mirror and looked at users using software. And I have also been in a room where I sit, and it's a special machine where it's looking, it's like infrared, but it's looking at where my eyes are tracking on the website page to see what I'm looking at, because people lay out their web pages based on where you look. Millions of dollars are spent on these pages and they should be user-friendly, my opinion, very user-friendly. So I do have experience at this and I really loved it. That wasn't the department I was in, but at HP, they allowed me to go to different departments and learn about different departments when I had spare time. So I did that on a regular basis. And I loved the usability department. I thought it was fascinating engineering they were doing and cool tools they got to use. And I learned, how we apply money to helping our users have a better experience. So I would love to talk to Vanguard about their user experience. So is there anyone who is listening today who has any questions or would like to talk? Any questions? Any other pages you would have wanted to go through? Anything I haven't covered? All right, then. Then I will be stopping the presentation now. Lisa Bennett, workforcemillionaire.com, helping you to rock your world of money.